Alrighty, it's time for another GTA video. We haven't done one of these in a while. And before you start drooling your mind off in the comments, being like, but dude, you're gonna talk about the GTA 6 trailer? You thought I was gonna milk the fucking GTA 6 trailer for views? Hell no, I ain't doing that. Everyone and their fucking mothers have watched the GTA 6 trailer by this point. The only thing I'm gonna say about it is it looks cool, but I don't really want to speculate too much considering it's just the first trailer and the game is coming out in about a couple of years. So I'm gonna shut up about GTA 6 now. Let's get into this video. So if you are at all familiar with the story of GTA 5, then you probably remember that the prologue ended with Michael quote-unquote dying and Trevor running from a bunch of cops into some sort of field. But what exactly happened to Trevor after what looks to be a successful escape on his part? Well, this is where I theorize a bit. See, Trevor, as some of you may not know, is a talented pilot, and my theory is that when he ran away, he went to the nearest runway or hangar, stole a plane, and got the hell out of North Yankton. I believe the cops were aware that they did not have much of a chance of fighting Trevor in these conditions, and even by the time the weather may have cleared up, they did go out and look for Trevor at this point, but I think he was already long gone from North Yankton by that point. Also, you gotta remember one more thing about this is the cops really didn't know what Trevor looks like. This is pretty much confirmed by the fact that they are wearing masks in the prologue, and basically Michael's face, or Trevor's face for that matter, is not really known by the public or the cops or almost anyone. Probably a few people do know what he looks like. This helped him in his escape, but we later know from the mission, I think it's called Derailed, that Michael actually blew the identities. He basically blew all their covers so they knew who they were looking for, and that is why Trevor actually went on the run after the prologue mission. But going back to his escape, I also believe that pretty much the conditions, the blizzard and the snow, is what actually gave Trevor the opportunity to escape properly, which if you can pay attention to this scene, you can see there's a lot of fog and blizzard happening around, which I think gave Trevor the perfect opportunity to just get the fuck out of North Yankton, and pretty much he used the weather conditions to his advantage. It's pretty much confirmed that after his initial escape from North Yankton, Trevor spent the next years on the run, and many people would think he went to Sandy Shores, but you have to remember that he was indeed a wanted man. With Brad dead, Michael in an informal witness protection program, which is not really a witness protection program before you roast the fuck out of me. He was not in an actual real witness protection program.
Witness protection for what? No one was convicted of anything.
Trevor was possibly one of the most wanted people in the US because of the sheer fact that he was part of Michael Townley's infamous heist crew that's been robbing several places all over the US approximately from 1993 all the way to 2004. One could also argue that Trevor actually was pretty much considered dead by the authorities while trying to escape through those fields, but I personally believe that that was not even the case at all, and even if they at some point did think he was dead, he pretty much blew his own cover in a way back when he started quote-unquote sending letters to Brad. I say quote-unquote because Brad was actually already dead and all that. Getting back on track though, even Dave said that Trevor spent 10 years on the run, which implies that the cops were still actively looking for him even as late as 2013. However, I am by no means an expert on the US law and how they work, so it could be entirely possible that they just had to give up at some point simply because of the fact that it's been too long between the events of the prologue and the events of the main game. Of course, when it comes to this, I want you guys to correct me in the comments whether it's a thing in the US for people to, whenever they commit a certain crime, if a certain time passes and the cops still can't find them or still can't get them to court, they just stop actively looking for that person. Again, please go ahead and confirm or deny that one in the comments. Anyway, Trevor eventually ended up in Sandy Shores at some point before 2013. It's speculated in the community that he ended up in Sandy Shores at about 2010 or 2011. This is because of this scene right here with Lester and Michael, where they're discussing that Trevor actually ordered a bunch of glassware in 2012 for a meth lab, which he is running over the course of the game at this gas station right here that's on screen right now. But yeah, at least Trevor was in Sandy Shores at least by 2012, and probably at the earliest sometime in 2010, 2011. Again, it's debated on and speculated about in the community a lot, but I am generally of the thought that he got to Sandy Shores sometime 2010, 2011. Anyways, at the time he met Ron Jakowski, a weird conspiracy theorist guy who Trevor most likely abused both physically and mentally. Even though Trevor in his twisted mind viewed it as saving his life, Ron would go on to be Trevor's business partner and kind of like a personal assistant. But let's be honest, he does serve as Trevor's punching bag a few times. We also know that Trevor and Ron are still in contact and are still keeping in touch by the end of 2022 in GTA Online in the Drug Wars DLC. Trevor is mentioned and Ron actually makes an appearance in this DLC, so we at least know that they're still in touch. We don't know where Trevor is, what's actually happening to him, but we do know that he is still alive. I quickly want to talk about a theory that is revolving around Trevor and Ron and their relationship. There is actually a theory that Trevor broke Ron's knee at some point, but I have not been able to find much info about that one. Now let's go ahead and talk about another one of Trevor's quote-unquote business partners, and that's Wade. Wade is a very, well, how should I put this without being too offensive? Well, he's a stupid fucking meth head, okay? His brain was essentially fried because of all the meth he was doing, and Wade met Trevor when he was going to buy drugs from him at a gathering to which he arrived with his friends Kush Chronic and Daisy Bell. It's heavily implied that Trevor killed Wade's friends as a means to get Wade to essentially be his punching bag, more so than Ron, if I'm being honest.
You're a genius, you moron. Come on, come here. Woo! Don't you ever not tell me things I want to know!
This eventually leads to the events of the main game, where Trevor uses Wade to find Michael, and the rest just ties into the normal story of GTA 5. Anyway, that is pretty much it. I know this video has been all over the place, but I did my best to make it work, and if you did enjoy it, show your support by leaving a like or subscribing to my YouTube channel, as I'm currently going towards the 200 subscriber goal. And of course, if you have any of your own theories about Trevor's time between the prologue and the main events of GTA 5, leave them in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until the next video or stream, bye bye.